So yesterday, we finished up our quick little tour for Wuthering Waves. Unfortunately, they are here. Let's read a little bit. Not sure why everyone's saying the middle part is mid. Like literally we get to see Augusta's close relation with childhood friend aka Gabrina, both desperately trying to survive the dark tide and despise anger towards the corrupt Senates. My favorite part is the Hoyo people and their scores along with seeing the story was slow or needing more speed, but would sit through an 8 to 12 hour story with little to no dynamic storytelling that's slow as shit. And there it is. In my opinion, they need to reduce the poetic dialogues. I had to pause the story, then play Uma to stay awake. That is crazy. In my opinion, the middle part has the same floor as HSR's Chrysos hairs. A little bit too long. Tarzan said you need more guts. That's crazy. Fair review. Okay. Yeah, big boy. HSR Crest needs a major speed up for real. Ain't no way actually sit through hours of yapping just for a 2 to 3 minutes from cuts. The rating is very fair, but coming from Mr. Hobekrit is very, very funny. 6 out of 10 would be more accurate. That's a great question. Oh. Have your YouTube channel destroyed like Genesis? Oh my god, it's done though. When you judge by these principles, there's nothing in Hoyo games except writing, so the score should be no more than 3. Poor Mr. Okay, and there it is. IGN out of 10. Oh, speed training fade. Wait, that was like, this was the one. The audacity of you to give Wuthering Waves a 7 out of 10, while you give every HSR patch a 9 or higher. You are nothing but a Hoyo shell. Oh no. Oh no. That is crazy. Okay, in any case, if you guys want to drop the he's done comments over here, feel free to come by. Right, this is gonna be our no spoiler review for the Wuthering Waves 2.6. To kind of summarize everything, when my streamer rated Wuthering Waves 7 out of 10, he didn't give HSR 7 out of 10. It's over. Way. It is very, very unfortunate. Alright, so I think the review video is gonna be coming up, but everyone is gonna be entitled to their own thoughts and prayers. Very, very nice. I agree with everyone's opinions, by the way, because at the end of the day, right, the last time somebody got cancelled over story ratings, I think it really showed the slightly silly part of the community. And I don't think this part of the community is ever gonna change, because even if it's like, okay, it's not about a 7 out of 10, I think deep down it really is about a 7 out of 10, because this number will always be used to compare with XYZ streamers rating for all the other stories. So I just think that's a lie. And it just comes down to, because you did not or you did enjoy a certain story patch, people will go into the ends of the earth saying why that is invalid. Whether or not my response to whether this 7 out of 10 is deserved or not deserved, it's just not that deep to me, because I know I play Wuthering Waves like super casually nowadays, right? We log in, we clear the story, we literally don't even do the Tower of Hologram or whatever anymore. And when it's good, and when it's it's just So, like I mentioned, everybody is entitled to their own opinions, right? If you disagree with this, if you think that the story is 8 or 9, you like the lore, you like the concept, that is also completely valid. Once you finish up a certain patch, any patch, whether it's a gacha game story, live service story, an anime, a book, a job, whatever it's gonna be, you're all entitled to your own opinions, right? And I agree with them, right? So peace, love, and happiness. Looking forward to the next patch. I don't think I need to justify why I gave this a 7 or why I gave HSR a 9, because at the end of the day, that's just what I enjoyed. So, yippee! Wait, what is this?
The audacity of you to give Wuthering...
Oh my god, no. Bro, this being up 50 seconds ago is crazy, bro. That is crazy. Okay, oh, that is... Bro, the timing is... Holy timing. That's actually crazy timing. Okay, that is... Oh, thank you so much, you. Thank you so much. That is actually fucking insane. It, bro, just spawned in out of nowhere. Maybe you put a 7.05 or 7.23. I feel like these kind of things, right? It's ultimately just depending on like whether or not myself or you as a viewer or me as a content creator wants to cover this and make it bigger than it is. But to me, I know for a fact that all these ratings, right, it just really matters so little to me. So whether or not I get cancelled or I get hate, whatever, it really just doesn't really concern me that much. So I don't really even see the need to like make it like, okay, we're gonna talk about why they are like robots and Hojo, whatever. Because after a couple of days, I don't even think it's gonna be like within a week, people will just move on anyways. And the more you feed into this, right, the more reasons there shall be for them to be like, okay, so here's his explanation for why it's a 7 out of 10. But people don't want to hear my explanation for why I give it a 7 out of 10. People want to hear why this guy's a hypocrite for giving this 7 or not giving like HSR a 7 or stuff, right? Like they don't want to be proven wrong. They just want to know that they're right. So there is no point of going back, because I got Sarija coming. I got Uma Musume pretty down to be coming. I need to get a diamond in League of Legends. And I got the arrow. So it really just at the end of the day depends on like what people would like to see in their own community and their own viewpoint. And my job is not really to convince them otherwise, like why you should agree with this. Because at the end of the day, I am a nobody, right? I really just am a nobody, right? Just this random ass guy from singing and I just plays it. So if my rating is a 7 out of 10, is that important for the jobbers, right? Then it really is what it is, you know? Because nobody else can really impact this as much as what they perceive for the story when you play themselves. Because it ultimately is just based on your own enjoyment, right? Because how can you play the story through someone else unless you play it for yourselves? So that is pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Yippee! Okay, and the thing is, I don't even hate Wuthering Waves though. Bro, I am the devs listen guy. I don't even hate Wuthering Waves. And like the previous time I gave you a story, it was also like pretty much like woo. Okay, can we see woo? That was where is the bro? I was like so in love of like the Provola story. Because it was a really good goddamn story, bro. So, and I also, like, low-key, when I gave Wuthering Waves, I think it was like Changli or something, like a good rating. People were like, oh my god, why was it so positive about like Changli? Or like even Shorekeepers at Piano Piss. So, at the end of the day, people will feel what they feel. And I don't really need to try to make them feel otherwise. Because they are entitled to their own opinions, right? Peace, love, happiness. Peace, love, happiness. Yippee! Okay, now. I was thinking, right? I think this is what the space needs. I'm not saying the space needs more MrPokke, right? I'm not that egotistical. But I think the space needs more people to be like, okay, these opinions, right? These experiences that the community feels, there will never be a time where you can convince them otherwise. Because if there are people that are really, like, I'm talking like both the robots and the horror shows, right? There is no point convincing. And the more you try to make them see why this is like hypocritical or why this is like bad or why this opinion, it will just lead to a endless cycle of non-stop back and forth. Because that was like something that essentially happened for my rating for the HSR 3 point. I would for 3.3, the 9.79, right? The 9.79. And honestly, back then, if I wanted to like try and reason or don't try to reason, why should I be criticized for liking a story patch? At the end of the day, it would just still get to nowhere. Because people that don't like playing HSR, they will still not like playing HSR. And people that like playing HSR, they will still like playing HSR. So like, at the end of the day, I don't need to say my opinion here is justified, is valid, and it's just gonna end up wasting and making this back and forth going non-stop. And like, I think by now we already know the whole 7 out of 10 incident, right? The 7 out of 10 incident is really like a perfect example. If back then, People just say, okay, yep, it's a rating. And if people are gonna say they are not happy with my rating, then right? I think the community needs more AYS instead of like, yep, you're wrong, or nope, you're right, and all this kind of stuff. Because the moment people see that, is like you can actually spend the time in the game itself for what it is. So for me in Wuthering Waves, it's like, okay, yeah, I play Wuthering Wave for a story here and there, right? Maybe sometimes I get the gears and bobas. Same for Zenless 0. And then for other games that I'm a little bit more involved, like Uma Musume or HSR, I will do all those. And this would, in my opinion, make the community a way better space, because the less people go back and forth each other, the less reasons are there to even have this kind of stuff in the first place. And in the long run, it's just gonna be a way better place for everyone. Because eventually people will see, okay, what's the point of me trying to convince them otherwise? Because it's not like I'm a game developer, right? Like whether or not HSR makes 1 million or 10 million or 100 million, it doesn't concern me. Same thing for Wuthering Waves. At the end of the day, I am just any other random guy playing a game for what it is. And then if it's good, it's good. And if it's bad, then right? And going forward, the less these kind of things happens, the better it will be for everyone. So yep. Okay, then to be fair, it's also not everyone though. Like, I don't want to say the Wuthering Waves community, because I don't believe the Wuthering Waves community are bad. In fact, I would say like a very large majority, they're all like very, very nice people. Same thing for like the Hoyoverse community, or the League of Legends community, or like that whatever community is, right? It's never the entire community is fucked up. It's just that fraction, that portion of people, it makes it so unbearable to deal with them, which then in return leads to like overgeneralization, right? You lead to your, okay, because of this guy's like, oh, the Wuthering Waves community is cooked, the Hoyoverse community is cooked, oh my god, this Hoyo gamer is cooked, when in reality it's really just a small fraction of people. And because of this overgeneralization, people be like, okay, you say this about Wuthering Waves, then what about Hoyoverse? And it keeps going back and forth, but it really is just that very, very small fraction of people. It quite literally is like getting one guy. It's like getting one guy, except that you are overgeneralizing the one guy for everyone that mumps. I really, really do enjoy Wuthering Waves as a game, at least when I play something like that. And I do enjoy like majority of like the Wuthering Waves community as well. At least like when they're not scheduled. Same thing can also be said for HSR, right? Like, okay, like for example in HSR, they are the actual elitists, right? Oh my god, 2 cores you didn't clear in 1 course. It was like, go fuck yourself, right? Oh my god, this guy used E2 instead of E1. Go fuck yourself. Like there are always gonna be these kind of people everywhere, and overgeneralizing and making it such that they are representing the entire game is what makes communities look very bad in the first place. But it's just the unfortunate truth that a lot of people play Hoyo games, and that's why like the Hoyo communities, right? The Hoyo shows 1% of 10 million is gonna be way more than 1% of like 100,000, for example, right? So I think if people get to see past it, and like on most cases, generally speaking, a game that you're playing or like whatever like activities you're doing, there will always be like, most of the time it's good, right? Even League of Legends, even like, let's just say League of Legends, right? You're up against like 9 animals and you're the only real player. Most of the time, you wouldn't get like matched with like a 0-6 jungler, alright, or a guy that just runs it out, right? Most of the time, people are like average. They are alright. Same thing can be said for any community in the entire world. So yeah, that's pretty good.